It's been a solid outing for Thompson. He has 9 points and 1 rebound.
And boy, he's doing it from long range. He's hitting inside the arc as well.
And that allows him to put real pressure on the defense by stretching it out to the three-point line, but also forcing them to have to respect him inside the arc as well.
And now the third quarter about to get going. Klay Thompson with a strong contribution so far in this one.
And the threes, they just dropped for him consistently. He was in a zone in that first half.
I'll say, this couldn't have been a more productive day for him from long range so far.
It's the Splash Brothers, Curry and Thompson. They're in the backcourt. Green at the 4 with Bogut at the 5. And it's Barnes in at the 3 spot. That's the Warriors' 5. And despite some of the injuries over the years, Andrew Bogut still one of the game's best shot blockers, averaging well over 2.5 a game in his career. And Greg, he protects the rim like few others can, a rugged player.
And in last season, almost 3 block shots per game. And with all the offensive firepower around him, I think it really allows him to play to his strengths. That's why having a great team is about pieces of the puzzle fitting. He's a terrific piece for this group.
The Cavaliers trail by 8. James against Thompson. Thompson in the posts. The second chance effort. And he sinks the layup. Thompson's got 7.
He got a great read of where that mid point, and that allowed him to be the first guy to it and get the putback.
Out left to the wing. And here's Barnes for 3. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
It has not been an ideal start to the second half. They've missed 3 of their first 4.
Thompson passes to Curry.
And Steph Curry, 6'3" and about 195. A slender frame. You look back to high school and college, and that was one of the question marks. Did he have the strength to succeed?
Some changes for Golden State. Spates checked in for Bogut. Iguodala comes in for Green. And it's Barbosa in for Thompson.
Cutting into that lead a little bit. Way to finish.
And the basket is still shaking.
He has got power in bunches on that two-hand.
And speaking of Curry's slight build, he's worked up and bulked himself up. He's added some muscle. He even got up to 200 pounds, I think he said. But he didn't feel real good, Clark, at that weight.
Yeah, it's not about the weight, Kevin. It's about strength. You need it to fight through screens and attack the rim, and he's clearly put on the strength he needs to play at his highest level.
And that one's good, Barnes. Not quite 2.5 minutes played here in the second half. LeBron drives in.
How about that now? What a sensational finish.
Oh, got to be able to get some hang time to do that one.
Yeah, you got to rise and levitate.
Suspend yourself.
Yeah, levitate.
Almost. How about the glide in and then also to reverse it?
The Warriors making a switch here. Rush is checked in.
Brandon Rush.
Here's Iguodala. He has 6. Spates sets a screen. Iguodala dishes to Spates. Barbosa for 3.
You can't get in a much better position for the 3 than that. Everything was right on target. It just didn't fall.
And it's Barbosa again missing. The Cavaliers trail by 5. And James throws it down.
Yes.
They needed a run desperately, and boy, did they come up big.
And it wasn't just about getting hot offensively. Defensively, they've been stellar as well.
0-1 near Iguodala as he lets it go. Top of the key jumper, no good. And James throws it down.
And all of a sudden, the shots now falling in bunches. The complexion of this game has completely changed.
Yeah, and that was the only thing that could have brought him back in this game. Everything had to start dropping. And boy, have they gotten on a roll.
Hard to get that one off with the size difference there. That makes it a tough individual matchup for him, especially down low.
Well, took on the big guys going in there and challenging them like he did. But boy, that was a nice job.
huge height advantage there, but because of the great body control, he's able to cancel it out.
Agreed. The body control essential in that situation. I mean, if you're giving up a bunch of height, then you better be able to manufacture things in the air.
Looking at who's out there now for the Warriors. Azili's checked in for Spates. And it's Livingston in for Leandro Barbosa. The Warriors making a switch here. Clark's checked in.
And how about Sean Livingston? Just a terrific comeback story. Of course, he suffered that famous knee injury, one of the worst I've ever seen, and he has willed himself back to become a valuable player in this league.
A platoon swap here for Cleveland. The rim-rattling two-handed jam.
Went for the two-hander on that slam. That's where the weight room comes into play, Kevin.
I think some urgency from him there.
I think he's sensing that this is a critical time in the game, fellas. And with the time left, they still can go 2 for 1.
Boy, they got to do it fast. They must hurry from here.
Outside Jefferson. Down low. Try. And he goes up strong with one hand and flushes it down.
And how about the agility coming from the big man? I mean, that's not something we often see from him.
You know, it's never going to be, Greg, a 360 dunk when he goes up with it, but it will be 2 points. We do know that.
You know, you can sacrifice a little athleticism when you've got the size he does. Boy, they've gone on this run, and ball movement has been a big key.
It really has, Clark. The defense unable to react as quickly as necessary in terms of dealing with their passing.
You got to love the big bucket in the paint in this sort of grinded-out physical game.
That's the kind of look they can continue to go with. Maybe that'll help them create some separation on the scoreboard.
And that's it for the third quarter. Both teams scoring well as we head to the fourth.
Let's take them back.
And thanks for joining us again as the fourth quarter of play is set to get rolling. It's been a close battle to this point. Warriors trailed by 4. And so in the game for the Cavaliers, Amon Shumpert is out there with Matthew Dellavedova. Then there's Channing Frye. Then it's Jefferson. And it's Mozgov in at the 5. And